The Titanfall franchise not taking off is one of the biggest mysteries in modern gaming. And I mean that full stop. Because I remember I was there. I was there when everything first kicked off. It was the one IP that looked promising. And coming out of the launch, the Xbox One, that disastrous beginning. But hey, the Respawn studio is starting up, and it was all of the smart people at Infinity War that brought you, Call of Duty, Modern Warfare, okay, came over, they started their own studio, and they're going to be working on a big old robotic mech game. It's like, oh my god, like the movement looks super cool, and it's going to be exclusive to Microsoft. And you could also get it on PC. I got it on PC because I didn't buy an Xbox. I didn't buy an Xbox One until I got the Halo 5 Guardians bundle. You got a download code for Halo 5 Guardians. I think I played 2 missions of that, and it's like, nah, I'm good. I digress. I played the original Titanfall, and it was very, very light on content, but I did like the gameplay that I enjoyed. And then I liked what I enjoyed. I liked what I played, rather. I didn't, devote a whole bunch of time. I played a couple dozen hours. I played a few rounds of the stuff, and there was a bit of a learning curve, but I do love me some giant robot combat. Okay, like one of my fondest PlayStation memories actually is having a demo disc that had Parappa the Rapper and I think Armored Core 3 or 4. Like there were a couple of missions that you could play on there, but I played that to death right there. It was one of my most played PlayStation games, was that demo disc that was there. It was so much fun, man. And then I thought that, that itch could be scratched with Titanfall, and that was very much the case. It was just unfortunate that there wasn't really much to the original Titanfall. And then when Titanfall 2 came around, bro, like they fleshed that out with a tremendous campaign, okay? And then also the multiplayer, nothing to sneeze at, but it just not taken off. And I know a lot of people complain, okay, and say that, EA ended up doing it and they released it in between, Battlefield and whatever Call of Duty was coming out during that time, I think in 2014 when the game launched. But yeah, it not picking up steam after the fact will always remain a big mystery to me, because everybody who talks about Titanfall 2, which you can go pick up for like $5 at any given sale, just wait until the summer sale runs around. Yeah, you'll probably be able to get it for like $2 or $3 with all the DLC that's in it. And yeah, it's definitely worth your time, even just for playing through the campaign, which is what I did, and I very much enjoyed it. And so Titanfall 3, given this one more chance, I'm definitely of two minds, because when Titanfall 2 came around, it was like, it's the quintessential mech game. At least it is to me. Like, obviously, you can still run around as a pilot, and you got very good maneuverability right there, so much so that, Respawn ended up making a completely and totally different game out of it with Apex Legends. But you can get all of that with the big giant robots in Titanfall 2, and you don't have to deal with a bunch of Southeast Asian cheaters. But yes, Titanfall 3, while it would be cool, and also to see, this franchise given one more shot and see if it can actually succeed, it's Respawn in 2025. Okay, it's Respawn in the time that they've been developing this. So I don't, at this point in time, man, based on a bunch of other factors and every other game series that has been continued, especially ones under the EA banner, I'm looking directly at you, a Dragon Age: The Veilguard. At this point in time, I think that we'll probably just be fine with Titanfall 2, but as the gamer puts it, Titanfall 3 would fix me. Well, if you're relying on a game to complete you, I think you're probably more broken than you actually realize. But let's take a look at this, I guess. I have no idea, what's going on with Titanfall 3 anymore. For the longest time, everyone said that it wasn't being worked on in any capacity since Respawn had its hands full with Apex Legends and various Star Wars projects. Yeah, I think I've seen one just get announced or something like that. I don't know if that pours cold water on a rumor that's out here, but with all the conflicting information going around, it feels impossible to know what's exactly happening with Titanfall 3, or if the game even exists at all. No matter what the state exists in, it's one thing I know about for certain. And so after some rumors and some rumblings, we're getting another single-player Star Wars, and this time it's turn-based. Okay, that's interesting. Star Wars Zero Company was just announced. It's been developed by Bit Reactor, Lucasfilm Games, which is it's just such better branding than LucasArts. Just have Lucasfilm's games, because Lucasfilm has such a sterling reputation now, and Respawn. So some aspect of Respawn is working on this, meaning they could have some wiggle room. It's still a big studio after all, but his new Star Wars game has been unveiled, and that's another single-player release. Yay, the Star Wars Zero Company will be single-player, turn-based, and focus on tactics, taking players on a story set during the Clone Wars, because, yeah, you see the picture right there. Obviously, you have an R5 droid, I think, okay, but then, yeah, you got a clone trooper in the background. You also got a Mando and whatever Plo Koon is, I forget his race, and somebody that looks like, I don't know, she looks like she's in a Dr. Freeze outfit or something like that, but okay. Zero Company is being developed by indie studio Bit Reactor, who was confirmed to be working on a Star Wars game back in 2022. Okay, I know about Zero Company, which is also being made in collaboration with Respawn, who gave us the Jedi series and Lucasfilm games. But outside of that announcement that came in earlier this week, not a lot to go on, but of course, okay, it's being developed by Bit Reactor in collaboration with Respawn. Is that freeing them up for something? That was also rumored last week. Titanfall 3 is almost complete, says Leaker, and has a campaign multiplayer, and also adding in and augmenting Apex Legends. Oh shit, is it actually happening? A Titanfall 3 sequel is one of the most requested and wanted follow-ups on the planet. Yeah, it's right there, man. Okay, and it's one of those that, yeah, it does have its hang-ups, but it's probably one of the most cheered for sequels that would be out there because, okay, yeah, like Mass Effect 5 is out there. I don't know anybody who's really gagging for that, especially after the calamitous train wreck that was Andromeda. But any other quote-unquote sequel that comes out that hasn't been announced, I mean, Half-Life 3 is probably the only other big one that's out there, but yeah, Titanfall 3 is pretty big. Pretty big. We can just exclude anything from Valve because we know that what's the meme forever. It's like they can't count to threes, but I digress. According to journalist Jeff Grubb, the claim that Titanfall 3 is almost complete, along with the planned features, are not real. Oh no, Jeff Grubb, you've been so accurate on things such as when Sony was axing a bunch of their live service games, what was that, earlier this year at the tail end of 2024. He ran out with a report that, oh my god, they found out at the same time that everything was leaking, but no, this was my mistake. A source was trying to say that they just found out recently so that they haven't had the time to prepare what was next. And when I tried to recall that, I mixed it up with the teams finding out when the story went live. I apologize, but no, he's debunked it. Don't worry about it, guys. It hurts getting your hopes up. Just to be let down. So take this, yes, the latest development with a grain of salt, of course, because, Titanfall 3 rumors have been around for about as long as I can remember. But yes, ex-leaker Osvaltador, sure, claims Titanfall 3 is almost complete and has described many features to expect from the new shooter. Sources considered reliable, yes, Apex Legends leaker, making ties and connections to Titanfall franchise logical and promising. Yeah. Well, Grubb can be hit and miss. This dude right here is a fairly reliable source of Apex Legends news, so I've been informed. Ancillary to this article, okay? Like, this is something that I've been hearing for a while. But he is claiming that Titanfall 3 and potential content includes Unreal Engine 5. Yeah, that makes sense because nobody is learning proprietary software anymore. Almost complete single-player campaign, live service with battle passes, main mode, extraction, other modes, team deathmatch, control, arenas, all Titanfall 2 classic modes, some returning Apex characters, and a weather system. All right. Now, this is huge news, and we're struggling to contain our excitement. Yes, Titanfall 2's campaign was legendary and easily one of the best in FPS history. Multiplayer content arguably outshone the single-player adventure, and it shows how strong the game was. Yeah, it would be pretty fantastic. Okay, this is in the latest Titanfall. Yeah, leaks and rumors. So yeah, this is it's something that could be cooking. Okay, and in an era of remakes and sequels and requels and prequels, this is one that is actually warranted and one that would cause some enthusiasm that, the wider gaming industry is actually listening to their audience because, yes, people want more big mech combat. It's blatant and obvious for the world to see. And while the same team that made Titanfall 2 so great very likely still isn't at Respawn, we are a decade removed from that halcyon time of game development, back when things were actually good and, competent. Now it's been replaced by, hey, look at how many women we can put in a picture. Fantastic stuff. They also, from the people that played them, really enjoyed that first Jedi Survivor? Like those two Dark Souls-esque Star Wars Jedi games. People like them. They like that Cal Kestis character. It looks like they're doing some good stuff over there. Here are mixed reviews on the second one, but at least the first one, people generally liked it. That means there could be some talent over there, and Titanfall 3, if and when it does get announced, I'm anticipating some big tings moving forward, because this industry, it's desperate. It is really desperate, so I think Summer Games Fest is going to be pretty big. That's only a couple of months away, so I'm holding out hope for a part 3, for a little bit of news on Final Fantasy VII Rebirth, or I think it's going to be Reclaim, but part 3 of the remake trilogy. But if we also see a Titanfall 3 come our way, oh boy, might wake up my cold, dead black heart in regards to gaming. I know that part 3 of the remake trilogy is coming, but Titanfall 3, my heart might be dead, and my capacity for love might be greatly diminished, but I got a little bit of room in there for you. So with all that said, thank you all very much for the gift of your time. I've been Don Consuelo. I want you to follow your gut and get after it. Take care, everyone.